The sky was always gray now. The sun came out only for a few minutes each day. Buildings were broken. Roads were covered in dust. There were no birds, no children playing, and no music. The world had ended a long time ago, but in the middle of the ruins was a smell. A warm, delicious smell. It came from a small food stall standing alone between two collapsed towers. The sign above the stall was half broken, but the name was still clear. Tariq's Kitchen, since 2045. Tariq stood behind the counter. He was around 35 years old. His clothes were old, but clean. His hands were fast, cooking something on a solar-powered grill. A small fan kept the smoke away. He hummed softly as he flipped a piece of flatbread. He was the last chef on Earth. Long ago, he had worked in a busy city. Life was normal. Then came the wars. Then came the virus. Then the sky turned black. People disappeared. But Tariq stayed, and so did his stall. He had survived by cooking. He found ingredients in old shops and hidden cellars. He grew herbs and cans on the roof. Somehow he kept the fire going both inside the grill and inside his heart. One evening, while stirring a pot of stew, he felt something, a presence. He looked up. Across the street, 5 figures stood in silence. They were not human. Their eyes glowed. Their skin was soft, shiny, and colored like gemstones, blue, pink, green. They had long arms and strange clothes that looked like glass. They looked like girls, but not quite. Aliens. Tariq didn't move. One of them stepped forward. "We smelled something," she said, her voice soft like wind through leaves. Tariq blinked. "Smelled?" "Yes, food, warm, real, not like our capsules." The others nodded. They looked tired, hungry, curious. Tariq didn't know what to say. He looked at the pot, then back at them. "You want to eat?" The green one tilted her head. "Eat real food? Is it safe?" Tariq smiled for the first time in weeks. Only one way to find out. He took out small metal plates. He served stew, flatbread, and a bit of pickle. One by one, they tasted the food. And then, silence. Their eyes widened. Their bodies glowed brighter. "This," one whispered, "is amazing." "It feels alive," said another. Tariq scratched his head. "It's just lentils and bread." "No," said the blue girl. "This is more. This is memory, emotion." Another girl walked closer. She held out a small glowing cube. "A gift," she said. "From our planet. Trade for more food tomorrow." Tariq took the cube. It felt warm and hummed softly in his palm. "I guess I'll be open tomorrow then." The girls smiled, bowed, and left, disappearing into the night sky. The next morning, they returned, and the next. Each day, they brought strange ingredients. Blue grains, floating vegetables, water that sparkled. Tariq learned to cook them. The smells got better. The tastes richer. And each day, they brought more cubes, small tech, even music chips. One day, a new girl came. She was taller, with silver hair and red eyes. She sat, didn't eat, just watched. "You cook like an old flame keeper," she said. Tariq looked confused. "Flame keeper?" She leaned closer. "One who keeps the fire of creation alive. Food is not just food. It is power, connection, life." Tariq laughed. "I just follow my grandma's recipes." She didn't laugh. "You don't understand. Yet, but they will come. Others. They will want this power." Tariq felt a chill. What power? Before she could answer, a light flashed in the sky. A small drone hovered above the stall. It beeped, scanned the area. Then a voice spoke from the drone. "Target located. Energy source detected. Prepare for collection." The drone shot back into the clouds. Tariq and the alien girls looked at each other. Something had changed. The stall was no longer just a food stall. It was now the center of something bigger. Something powerful. And something dangerous. Asterisk. The stars above Earth were no longer quiet. Every night, small lights blinked across the dark sky, moving, changing, watching. These were not stars anymore. They were ships. Alien ships. And they were coming for one thing: Tariq's food. It began with a whisper. Late one night, Tariq was cleaning his pots. The fire was low. The sky was dark. The air was colder than usual. Then he heard it. Not a voice, not a sound, something. Inside his mind, flame still burns. He dropped the spoon and looked around. Nothing, just shadows and smoke. The alien girls had not come that day. For the first time in weeks, he felt truly alone, until the air cracked. A strange ripple passed through the sky. Like thunder with no sound. Then dash-like. A long white ship landed slowly in front of the stall. It did not make noise. It simply touched the ground like a feather. Tariq stepped back. The ship opened. From it, 3 new aliens walked out, taller, thinner. Their clothes looked like woven fire. Their eyes were dark but glowing inside, and behind them his regular alien guests, the gemstone girls. But they looked different, nervous, silent. One of the tall aliens stepped forward. "Are you the cook?" he asked, his voice echoing. Strangely, Tariq wiped his hands. "I make food." "I guess that makes me the cook." The alien nodded slowly. "You cook from the old flame. This is rare, dangerous." Tariq raised an eyebrow. "I just cook what I know." The alien stared at him. "You do not know what you carry." Suddenly, one of the gemstone girls stepped forward. The blue one. She looked at the others, then at Tariq. "We had to tell them," she said softly. "Your food, it's changing us." "What do you mean?" he asked. "It gives us emotion, memory, feeling, like humans. It's never happened before." The red-eyed girl from before stepped closer. "Tariq," she said, "you don't understand. Your food is more than taste. It connects across minds, across species, across time." Tariq looked down at his hands. They were just hands. Worn, cracked, stained with spices. He had no idea what they were talking about, but something inside him felt it too. Over the next few days, more ships came, small ones, big ones, round ones that floated like jellyfish, all silent, all watching. Tariq kept cooking. The aliens formed lines. No one spoke loudly. No one fought. They just waited for a plate. They brought him strange ingredients now. Some looked like sea creatures, others like soft rocks. Some moved. Some glowed. Tariq didn't ask questions. He just tried new recipes. Some worked. Some exploded. He laughed. The aliens laughed too. There was peace here for a while. But then came the black ship. It didn't float. It fell fast, sharp, and angry. It crashed into the ground outside the ruined city. Tariq felt the earth shake. The sky flashed. One of the gemstone girls whispered, "They found you." "Who?" Tariq asked. She didn't answer. The others backed away from the stall. The red-eyed girl stepped forward. Her voice was flat now. "Not all aliens want peace. Some fear change. Your food changes everything." Tariq didn't know what to say. She continued. "They are the black core. They control planets through hunger. They ban emotion. They fear warmth." A moment later, a message buzzed in every mind nearby. To the human flamekeeper. "Surrender your stall. Surrender your hands. Or face extinction." Tariq looked at the pot on the fire. It was bubbling slowly. A stew of human herbs and alien roots. It smelled like home. He looked at the stall, his tiny world, built from wood, steel, and hope. He looked at the aliens around him, hungry, glowing, waiting. He took a deep breath. And then he said, "Let them come. But I won't stop cooking." Before Earth died, Tariq's grandmother used to say, "A recipe is not just food. It's memory, passed from hand to hand, heart to heart." Tariq never understood those words. Not until now. The food stall was glowing literally after the black. Ship's threat. Something strange began to happen. Every time Tariq cooked, the air shimmered. The food sparkled with soft light. The alien guests started feeling things they had no names for: warmth, joy, sadness, laughter. And one day, something even stranger happened. A new alien came. Not tall, not glowing, just ... Gray, tired, his body looked weak, almost fading. He said only one thing: "Make me remember my name." Tariq didn't ask questions anymore. He just cooked. That night, he opened the small rusted box that he had kept hidden since the world ended. Inside was an old notebook, yellow pages, Urdu handwriting, food stains, and oil marks. His grandmother's recipe book. He turned the pages slowly. Some recipes were simple, some were secret. But one page was burned at the corner. The title barely visible: Roe Zaman, the soul of the earth. Tariq whispered the name under his breath. It called to him. The ingredients were strange, even by alien standards. Some didn't exist anymore. But he replaced them with things gifted by the Fungvum. Gemstone girls. Blue spice from Andarian moons. Red root from the Silent Sea. Milk crystal from floating cows on Zenth. He cooked the dish carefully, following every line. As it boiled, the sky changed. Stars moved. Time slowed. Even the alien guests stopped talking. They could feel it. The food was not just cooking. It was unlocking. Tariq served the dish to the gray alien first. The creature took one bite. Then everything stopped. His gray body flickered. Shapes appeared on his skin: memories. A planet. A mother. A lost brother. A forgotten war. A child's laugh. And then he smiled. His first smile in 100 years. "I remember," he said, eyes full of tears. "My name is Quran Tale. I was not born a soldier. I was born a baker." He bowed to Tariq. "You are not a cook. You are a flame speaker." But the flame was now too bright to hide. From across the galaxy, signals were sent. Warnings, threats, orders. Tariq single quotes his name was now on every black core. Warboard. He had done something forbidden. He had cooked a memory. He had broken the silence. He had woken ghosts. Days later, a message was broadcast to every ship in orbit. "Attention, the human flamebearer has activated an ancient recipe. This is a threat to emotional control across Sector 9. Immediate action authorized. Capture or terminate." The red-eyed girl looked at Tariq. "You've crossed the line now. There's no going back." Tariq was quiet. He looked at the empty bowl. He touched the notebook, and he finally understood what his grandmother meant. Later that night, a small alien girl came to his stall. She looked only 5 years old. Her skin was silver, her eyes empty. She held a broken doll. "Can you cook something?" she asked. "That feels like a hug." Tariq knelt beside her. He smiled. "I'll try." Asterisk in deep space. There's a courtroom that no one has ever seen, because those who do usually don't return. It is not built of stone or metal. It is made of memory, law, and fear. They call it the dish of judgment. And now, Tariq stood in the center of it. He wasn't sure how he got there. One moment, he was cooking flatbread for a lonely star pilot. The next, a silver light swallowed him whole. Now he stood on a floating platform with no walls, no ceiling, and stars swirling all around. Above him hung 7 giant faces, alien judges from different species. Their eyes were closed. Their mouths were sealed. All around him were thousands of silent watchers, floating like ghosts. Some were leaders, some were spies, some were survivors. And in front of them stood a tall, armored being with 6 arms, the prosecutor of the Corps. "This man," the prosecutor shouted, pointing at Tariq, "has disturbed the order. He has cooked what should not be cooked. He has awakened lost emotions. He has violated Article 9 of the Emotional Containment Code. He raised a black cube. "This is not food. It is a weapon." Tariq said nothing. He held his grandmother's notebook close. A voice echoed in the stars. "Let the trial begin." One of the judges finally opened her eyes. They glowed like twin suns. "Flamebearer," she said, "do you accept these charges?" Tariq took a slow breath. "I accept that I made people feel things. I accept that I fed those who were hungry. For food, for memory, for life. But I did not attack anyone. I just cooked." The prosecutor stepped forward. "Let the evidence speak." The space around Tariq changed. Now it showed holograms. A warrior alien weeping after eating a dish. A soldier remembering her childhood and refusing to fight. A planet that started planting again after tasting Earth's ancient spice. The prosecutor growled. "His food weakens discipline. Breaks control, creates chaos." Another judge opened her eyes. "Or is it healing?" Murmurs spread through the courtroom. Suddenly, from the shadows, the gemstone girls stepped forward. They each carried a different dish Tariq had made. The blue one spoke first. "When I first ate his stew, I remembered my mother's voice. I never knew I had a mother." The red-eyed girl said, "His food gave me pain, but pain made me real." One by one, they shared their stories. Laughter, grief, music, light. Tariq stood still. He didn't speak. He let his food speak for him. The prosecutor hissed, "Enough emotion. Let the Flamekeeper prove his innocence through the ancient trial." Everyone went silent. The judges nodded. Quotes the cook's challenge. They said, "One dish, one moment, one truth. If his food moved the court, he would live. If it failed, he would be erased from time." Tariq closed his eyes. He didn't think of weapons. He didn't think of planets. He thought of a rainy evening. Long ago. When his grandmother made him lentil soup after his father died. He opened his notebook. He began to cook. There was no stove here, but his hands moved as if the fire still lived inside him. He added ingredients from memory, a pinch of grief, a spoonful of hope, a memory of laughter. The smell began to rise. The stars seemed to slow down. The audience stopped breathing. He served it on a single plate, a simple, golden soup. He placed it before the court. No words, only the steam rising. Gently, the oldest judge came forward. He took one bite. Then slowly, he removed his helmet, revealing an old, scarred face. A tear fell from his alien eye. "I remember. My son," he said softly. Silence filled the courtroom. Then, the judge stood. "I vote, not guilty." One by one, the others stood too. "Not guilty, not guilty. The cook may live." Tariq didn't cheer. He just closed his notebook and whispered, "Thank you, Daddy." But far beyond the court, in the cold, dark corners of space, a black core agent sent a message. He passed the trial. The galaxy now listens to a cook. Initiate Phase 2. Destroy Earth. Once, Earth fed the stars. Long before the wars, before the silence, before the sky turned black, ships came from every corner of the galaxy, not for gold or fuel, but for flavor. It was called the Taste Age. And it ended in fire. Most forgot, but some remembered. And some hated that taste ever existed. Tariq was back on Earth now. After winning the space court trial, he returned to his broken food stall in the ruins of old Karachi. The wind was hot. The air smelled like dust and memory, but his fire was still burning. Aliens now visited in larger numbers. Lines of ships hovered above the city ruins, waiting for a seat at Tariq's kitchen. He had helpers now, gemstone girls who served, cleaned, even danced when music played. The stall had grown. It was now half a kitchen, half a gathering place. But peace never lasts. One morning the sky turned orange. A black tear opened in the clouds. And through it, they came, not aliens, Not humans. Machines. Chefs. Tall robots, walking on 3 legs with knives for fingers and cold metal eyes. Their uniforms were spotless, their voices like burning ice. The lead robot stepped forward. A white screen on its chest glowed. Statement: this operation is led by Culinary Control Core 91. Objective: shut down unauthorized emotional cuisine. Violation: cooking with memory is a Class Z threat. Tariq didn't blink. He just wiped his hands and said, "Sorry, we're full today." The robot paused. Response: humor detected. Eliminating stall in 3, 2. Then something unexpected happened. The aliens surrounded the stall. The gemstone girls, the quiet warriors, the flying musicians from Sector 3, they all stood between the robots and the kitchen. "No," said the blue girl. "You don't touch the flame." A low hum filled the air. The robot raised one arm and was hit by a spoon. A real spoon. From an old man watching nearby. It bounced off harmlessly. But the robots froze. Unexpected civilian resistance, recalculating. Then the stall's grill exploded with light. Tariq stepped forward holding a wok full of fire-roasted space peppers. The scent was strong. It made the robot sensors glitch. "Still hungry?" he asked. What followed wasn't just a fight. It was a kitchen war. The robots fired. Spice-NEUTRALIZERS. The aliens blocked them with frying pans. Tariq threw a ball of steaming dough. It stuck to a robot's core and melted its logic chip. The red-eyed girl dropped sauces on the ground. Robots slipped and fell. The stall was shaking. Dishes flew like weapons. Smoke and laughter filled the air. But just as the last robot fell, a figure stepped out from the smoke. A human, but not quite. Same height as Tariq. Same voice. Same face. He smiled. "Hello, brother." Tariq stared. "What?" The figure tilted its head. "I'm Model T-13, cloned from your DNA, built to cook. Without emotion, clean, efficient, controlled." He raised a silver cooking knife. "And I'm here to replace you." Asterisk: long ago, before stars were mapped, before humans learned to fly, there was a kitchen, not built with walls. Not made of steel, but carved into the very heart of the earth. It was called the first flame. Only one in every 1,000 years could find it. And now it was burning again. Tariq stood in silence, facing his clone. Model T-13. Same face, same hands, same memories, but without feeling. "I was made from your DNA," the clone said, walking slowly. "Trained to cook. Program 2. Serve, designed to control the taste, not be moved by it." Tariq stared. "Why me?" The 13 tilted his head. "Because you carry the flame, but you don't know what it is." Behind them, the stall was damaged. The alien stood ready. The wind blew softly, as if listening. "You are not just a cook." 213 continued. "You are the last flame heir." The red-eyed girl stepped forward, her voice steady. "Tariq, come with us." He looked at her. "Where?" She pointed to the ground. "No, below." They walked deep into the earth, through tunnels beneath the city, past ruins and roots, stones with carvings. Doors that opened when Tariq touched them. They reached a vast underground space. It glowed gold and red, alive with old energy. In the center was a massive stone stove, cold but waiting. On the wall, paintings of ancient chefs, humans cooking side by side with strange creatures. This was no kitchen. It was a temple. The red-eyed girl spoke. "This is the source. This is where it began. The first flame, passed from cook to cook, generation to generation." She pointed at the carvings. One figure looked like Tariq's grandmother. Another, older, looked like him. He stepped closer. This can't be. It's not just blood," she whispered. "It's memory. You are the recipe passed down." Suddenly, the walls trembled. T-13 appeared at the entrance, holding a silver flame rod. You don't deserve this power, the clone hissed. You waste it on feelings, on kindness, on memories. Tariq stood before the old stove. The red-eyed girl handed him a box. It was metal, heavy, his grandmother's name scratched on top. Inside, one final spice jar, golden, glowing softly. The last ember, she said. Only the true heir can cook with this. Tariq turned to the stove. His hands didn't shake. He added water, crushed herbs, and the golden spice. A soft fire lit up beneath the pot. The entire chamber came alive. Walls lit with orange light, carvings glowing, whispers echoing from the past. To 13 screamed, "You are breaking the code." But the dish was almost done, a simple broth, one smell, one memory. Tariq didn't look at his clone. He whispered, "This is not for power, it's for people." Then he served the broth. And the clone fell to his knees. He took one sip. And for the first time he cried. I remember a hand holding mine, a woman's voice, telling me I was enough. He looked up at Tariq. "What is this?" Tariq smiled. "It's doll." The chamber faded to quiet. Tariq closed the box. And far above the earth, the black core grew silent, because something had awakened. Something older than war, something stronger than control, something that could not be stopped by machines, rules, or fear. A kitchen, and a man who remembered how to love through food. Long after stars burn out, when planets become dust and time forgets names, stories remain, and some stories start with a man, a fire, and a bowl of soup. They called him Flamebearer. Now. Ships arrived daily from every galaxy. War generals, robot diplomats, starlight poets, even silent monks made of glass, all came not to fight, but to eat. Tariq's stall no longer stood in ruins. It now floated above Earth, on a great golden platform, surrounded by glowing banners, wind chimes that sang across space, and a massive open kitchen powered by the first flame. He still cooked with his hands, still wore his old apron. Still used his grandmother's notebook. Only now, the galaxy watched, but not everyone came for peace. Far in the dark systems, the Black Core prepared for their final strike. Their leader, a being of shadow and cold numbers, whispered, "He must fall. This cook, this human, he makes the universe feel. Feeling breeds freedom. Freedom breaks control. Burn the kitchen. Kill the flame." That night, under a soft purple sky, a small alien child walked up to the counter. She had wings like paper and eyes that flickered like stars. She held a drawing, a stick figure of Tariq, giving her a bowl of food. "Can you make it taste like my home?" Tariq knelt beside her. What did home feel like? She smiled. Warm, safe, like when someone remembers your name. He stood up, nodded, and began to cook. But as the broth boiled, the sky cracked up. Black Core ships poured in, weapons charged, sirens screamed. Aliens ran. The child dropped her drawing. Tariq stood still. The gemstone girls rushed to his side. Robots powered down. Peace leaders begged for escape. The first flame flickered, but did not die. Tariq stepped forward. He raised his ladle, and then he did something no warrior ever did in a galactic war. He offered a seat. To his enemies. "I will not fight," he said, voice calm, "but I will feed you." Double quote silence. Then one of the Black Core soldiers stepped down, removed his helmet. Sat. Tasted. Paused. And whispered, "I remember my mother's kitchen." One by one, more soldiers set. Weapons dropped. Flames rose. People cried. The battle turned into a meal. The invasion into a feast. And so, on the broken earth, where the last kitchen once stood, something new began. A table. Not for kings, but for anyone hungry. Tariq never called himself a hero, but across the stars, children now play a game where they pretend to be a cook with a magic flame. Old robots dream of spices they've never tasted. Alien warlords ask their chefs, "Can you make it taste like the human did?" At night, Tariq writes new recipes beside the fire, and when asked what the secret is, he says only, "Start with a memory, stir in kindness, and never forget the salt."